Yes, and welcome back. Of course, this is the Touchline, and as promised, we get into the first session of our interviews in Athens Obango. Glad to have you, Head of Special Projects and National Teams, with us this particular hour. Sante sana, Bana Athens, and great to have you. You know, I remember last time you were here on this particular seat, you were katika harakati, sio? And great to know that you got there. Yeah, and things are happening. Yeah,
by the grace of God, we thank the people who brought our team to office. We thank the delegates who believed in us and who believed in Hussein Mohammed. So we just say thank you, and we are equal to the task of bringing football back where it used to be.
Yes, indeed. And you did accompany the national team, their national under-20 team, who are in Cairo, got out in the group stage. But I remember watching your interview when you came back, you talked about now, like Cairo offered lessons for Team Kenya and also for the administrators in the meantime on how to just make it better the next edition if we qualify.
To me, it was our maiden appearance, and as you say, it was a learning curve. Apart from playing, it was a learning curve for both our players and our technical staff. And it was a good experience. It was a good experience. And considering we were grouped against the top sides in Africa, people who have, they are regulars in that kind of tournament. And also they've been to the World Cup. So it was a good experience for our boys, and I think they put up a good show. Just a few areas that need to be rectified, and I think we could see prospects of our team doing well, especially graduating to the senior team. Most of the players put up a good show. Yeah.
I mean, looking at the three results gotten in the group phase against Morocco, you know, getting into the lead first and letting the lead slip away, the same case in the second match. Over and above that, what do these moments tell of what are the lessons that the positive that maybe the team picked from their performance in such, you know, with such results?
Yeah, playing against a team like Morocco, playing against a team like Tunisia, this at the senior level, they are always regulars at the World Cup. And it really tells you that they have done their work in terms of development of players. And tactically, they are way ahead of us in terms of preparations for the tournament and whatever. And it was just some few moments of that happened in football, that you lack concentration a bit, and then you're punished for that. But to me, that's a learning curve for the coaches, and I think they could see what is happening. And I hope we'll do something in regard to maybe making sure that we are regulars at the tournament. That will help us even grow. Because we have to ensure that we conquer East Africa, because nowadays you have to play in your zone, and then for you to be able to qualify for the tournament. And I'm very sure that we are going to do something to ensure that we go past where we were, where we left. We ensure that maybe we move to the quarterfinals or even the semifinals. So we have, and this will only depend with what we do at the grassroots level, at the youth development level. That will depend on what we do. And once we get it right at the development level, I think even at the top we'll be able to do something.
And what's the plan right now as far as the youth develop? Because we've seen most of the youths now coming, school games and schools offering a perfect platform for the recruitment of the raw talent.
Currently, we have a new football development manager, director, Francis Kimanzi, a very experienced coach. Very experienced in terms of football development, and probably very soon we'll be able to roll out a program for development across the country. Yeah.
Will it be copying maybe the famed Olympic youth centers?
Yeah, I always believe that we need to have more centers supported by the federation. We need to have more academies coming up in a professional way. And also getting to ensure that every region across the country receive whatever support the federation can give to be able to develop, have scouts, have all this kind of have centers that can be of good use for our development. I remember in the 80s we had those Olympic Youth Centers. I think I was part of the Olympic Youth Centers, and based on what was happening those days, we could see how many players were able to come and play for the national team from those centers. They were very good centers, well funded, very good coaches, very good exchange program between the Kenyan government and the German government. We were able to get more coaches trained. And also, if you look at capacity building, is one of the key areas that we are looking at in terms of development. We want to build a lot of capacity to ensure that we have players, we have coaches who understand what they need to do. Yeah.
And also for, let's say, these particular youth centers to produce players who could be, the record could be tracked. You know, we know that we have certain players in Nakuru or in Nairobi or Mombasa, you know, in this center. That means that the database was perfect. The records were kept, you know, so well. That's what, I mean, for today, we were talking with you and you said some countries, they don't have to do trials. They know the players, they just have to call.
Yeah, it's happening all over the world because data is the most key element in this. Because if you have data of all the players, and we're encouraging even the academies to build a very, very strong data base for the players, so that they may be able to track these players. And also, this is very important. Remember, those days it was manual. Now we're embracing technology. It's very easy to keep data and maybe track a player wherever he is. And we are looking forward to even working close with the schools, right from the primary level to the secondary level, to be able to. But once we have this data in place, we don't have to maybe call for trials because already. And we're also looking at having scouts across the country so that it will be easy for us to be able to get players. So, and also, we have the youth leagues that are running by the federation, but in a few centers.
Yes.
But we want to increase them.
Yeah.
We want to increase them so that they may be able to be across the country. So that now it's easier even to track a player. So if you have a tournament for under 15, you don't have to call players from Nyanza or wherever. You just pick the best from those regions and you bring them here for a week to training camp and you'll be able to get a good team.
Yeah, and for the under 20, you know, we all watched them when they were in under 18 in Kisumu, Sekafa, yes, and then they came to the under 20 and we can all track their progression. So, I mean, for them, I remember Kimazi one day talking about how we need to produce players for the national team and not promote players to the national team.
Yeah, we have to produce players for them. That is the correct word. We have to produce players for the national team because with the sound program, with the support, we also thank the government has really been very supportive in terms of ensuring that we get it right as a federation. So we are looking at a situation whereby in the next few years we're going to have a very, very strong youth structure that will be able to enable us to be able to. We are looking at 10 years from now, where do we want to be as a country? We want to be among the top nations, footballing nations there. So you can't just be that overnight. You need to burn the midnight oil and ensure that your structures are in place and are operational.
Yes, and talk about the partnerships and maybe people that you're looking up to, FKF is looking up to, Kenya is looking up to in terms of collaboration. We have especially the North African countries who've really invested a lot in youth structures, youth development. Yes.
Yeah, the partnerships are there. Already we have an existing one with Morocco, and we are looking forward to having so many partnerships so that they may be able to help us grow. And these partnerships will help us even do a lot of benchmarking in those particular countries and see how are they getting right that for us we are not gotten it right. And those partnerships are very, very important for us. And even currently the president is out of the country, is in Brazil. He's trying to look at ways and means of maybe getting more partners across so that we can have collaborations with the countries like Brazil who are way ahead in terms of football. So this partnership is key to our success in terms of development. Yeah.
You look at Morocco, you know, half of the number, if not the whole team, you know, plays in academies abroad or in clubs abroad. But for us, we had players who play locally, but that doesn't mean that they can't match them.
You see, these are collaborations at the club level. You find that maybe clubs in France or maybe Germany, whatever, have collaborations with clubs in Morocco.
In Morocco, yes.
So that find that maybe once they identify a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old who looks exceptional, the boy is taken there. He's taken to school. He's taken to through all those channels in that particular country. That's why you find that possibly half of the players maybe who are playing for Tunisia, Morocco, or most of them are based in France. And this is because of collaborations with clubs and maybe the football association and the other clubs in maybe France or any other country. So collaborations are really helping in the growth of the game, and that is where we need also to look at, see how many countries can we have collaboration so that we may be able to once we get our players, the players can go out and get that exposure. So that will build a very strong national team in all categories. Yeah.
And that means that we need to have more Aldrin Kibet, Semos Wanjalas out there. How important, how vital are they for the team, if I may ask?
Yeah, they put up a good show. Kibet played so well. Wanjala was also outstanding. Wangaya was also outstanding. We have several players who really showed that. For Kibet and Wanjala, I think the exposure they got abroad has really helped them improve their game. And you could see his ball handling, Kibet handling the ball so well, could be able to push forward so well. So it's about getting that exposure. Once you get that exposure, it helps you build you and also build your game.
Yeah. And FKF, the new announcement by the FKF of building a technical center, long overdue. This will be like the coaching philosophy ground for Kenyan football.
Yes.
Why Machakos, and what role will it play?
Yeah, Machakos was chosen by the previous regime. Probably they're better place to tell us why they chose Machakos.
Where would you want to have it?
They're better place to choose Machakos, but at the end of the day, it's in Kenya. Machakos also deserves to have a place in football. So I think the proximity of Machakos with the capital city was a reason why. And I think Machakos is a good choice, given that not very many areas you can get land. 20 acres of land donated by a county government is very difficult. So Machakos is ideal, and I believe it was a good choice to choose Machakos, and we really thank the county government of Her Excellency Madam Ovinia for that gesture, because this is, in a way, she has done something for football, because this is going to be a very big center. Big center will be able to host even foreign teams will be coming here and it's a project that is going to be funded by FIFA. FIFA pumping a lot of money into it, and it's something that it's going to be one of its kind in East Africa. So we are looking forward to having it, and also we'll keep on following up until the project is undertaken.
Yes, it's set to be launched in June, right? The groundbreaking.
Yeah, there are still some technical issues to be sorted out in regard to acquisition of the land, and I think the county government is working hard to ensure that was just a tentative date, but we are looking forward to having it sometime in June. Then maybe by August or September the project is because I know a lot is going to be involved in terms of tendering or whatever. It involves a lot.
Yeah. And what will be its mandate? What would you want to see it do first?
First of all, it will be a training center. It will be a training center. We will have maybe hostels there. We'll have a training center basically for all scopes of development in terms of referees, coaches, seminars for football and whatever. So it will be a big thing. Yeah.
Yes, and on the finally on the under 20, as we close up, that means that next year, or for the qualification of the next edition of the under 20 Africa Cup of Nations, Kenya has to win the CECAFA title.
Yes.
And looking at how Tanzania performed, who won it, you believe that this time we will get it?
No, we will, because that is one of our headaches. Because for us to be able to make a mark in Africa, regionally we have to be very, very strong. We have to conquer the region for us to be able to make that mark in Africa. So we are looking at Tanzania is coming up. They're building up their football. Uganda the same, Rwanda the same. Originally, I think the race is very hot in terms of development of the game. So we have to try and catch up with some of them, because some of them, I think they are much ahead of us in terms of what they have done. Like these technical centers, Rwanda is having one. I think Uganda is having one. It's only us who are not able to have it. But soon we are going to have it, and things will change.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Athanas, and all the best. We hope to see you again back more times to come and tell us about the youth development and the progress that the Kenyan soccer is making, right, as we aspire to get to the World Cup in 2026 is not a dream. It's out.
Our target is 2030.
2030.
Yeah.
So you hold his word. 2030 you have to be at the World Cup, right? And of course, with all the support and the necessary initiatives in place, we'll get there. Why not, right? Up next, I'll be speaking to the handball team from the Zone 5. So stay with us on the Touchline.